The need to provide search and rescue, hurricane relief, and law enforcement to the areas impacted by the storms was undeniable. But the number one priority for U.S. Customs and Border Protection was to account for all fellow CBP personnel in the region. As employees were located, officers and agents assessed their immediate needs. As the days passed, more extensive damage to employee property was revealed.
I'm responsible for hurricane relief operations, and as a result, what we're trying to do here is identify employees in need, account for them, identify what their status is, and then deliver the aid and relief that's necessary to get them back on their feet. We are identifying individuals who need money or clothing or food or water, and delivering aid to them every day. Relief missions are going out. CBP officers from throughout the United States who volunteered to come here to Hammond, Louisiana at our FDOCC are going out in the field delivering these goods and services to these impacted employees and members of the general community who need it to provide life-saving aid that's immediate in nature. Additionally, what we're also doing is we are working diligently to help displaced employees. We have a high number of employees who either cannot return to their homes right now because their homes have been destroyed or their homes are inaccessible. We have a number of employees who are in the area who remained home, who suffered damage, and the damage to their homes is repairable. We're delivering aid to these individuals, and we're also sending relief crews out comprised of CBP officers, again, from that same volunteer group that came in here a couple weeks ago. And we're tarping roofs, we're ripping down sheetrock, we're clearing out yards, we're getting trees and debris and damage out, and we're trying to get some sense of normalcy back for these employees as well. We're going to get these employees through this. It's going to take us some time. It's not going to be easy, but we are going to be here for as long as it takes to get done and get these people's lives back on track.
Hurricane winds snapped pine trees like toothpicks. The crashing trees landed on CBP personnel's homes, causing various degrees of damage and hardship.
We have several trees, that actually did damage to the bedrooms, two of the bedrooms, and the back mother-in-law suite. It's pretty much, cut this corner of the house off. Well, this is what you get when you live along the coast and there's hurricanes.
But in other cases, CBP employees suffered the devastating effects of floodwaters destroying all of their worldly possessions. Behind me is an example of one CBP family whose lives have been permanently changed because of this monstrous storm.
You can't expect anything like this. You can't prepare for anything like this. It's just too much. Nobody expected to have 5.5 foot of water in their house when they got home. And how do you plan for stuff like this? There's no way to plan. It's just, it happens, and you just got to make the best of it.
So I walked up to them when we drove up. They saw us driving in, and the lady was looking at us, and she started crying. So we walked up to her, and she said her husband was Customs. She said, "Are we from Customs?" And I said, "We're from Customs and Border Protection." And they said they had no food. So we brought them the food that we had, some water, and asked if they needed some help. He's had cancer, and so we just started moving the stuff out.
It's just my wife and I,
so
and we're both in our 60s, and it'd be kind of hard for us to do it by ourselves. It's a close-knit organization, and when people need help, they're there.
I think it's just great that we can come down and help the rest of the CBP family out and get our mission down here accomplished in a safe and effective manner to help these guys out.
CBP pilot Rock Ryan and wife Sandy, along with their 2 sons and 2 dogs, rode out the storm in the New Orleans Air Branch facility, only to later learn that their home in Slidell, Louisiana was almost completely underwater.
We drove over there and walked in the house, and you can see the water line about 5 feet up on the wall, and everything in the house is just soaked. The whole house, the streets, everything there is covered with mud. They're sending us down today with some help, and we're going to go out there and take all the furniture and everything out of the house. The furniture from the dining room's in the living room. We got stuff from the computer room on the other side of the house. So the water had to have been there for a long time, and it's just everything. We have a boat that's hanging in the boathouse that's about to fall because the rafters are broken on the boathouse, and just the mud. Every time you get out of the car, you're just covered with mud. Everything's covered with mud. It's molding. The refrigerator's lodged up in the wall, so we've got food rotting in there because I can't get the refrigerator down.
Though most of the Ryans' possessions were destroyed in the flood, a few items were recovered that have a special meaning for Rock.
A lot of your clothing, some of the Marine Corps outfits had a lot of water damage. When they were thrown out, I noticed the silver. So I went over there and I proceeded to take them off. I was glad to be able to recover them and give them to you today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We were more than happy to help you out.
Appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
Yesterday I flew 3 different sorties, and we've got plenty of pilots now. CBP is bringing pilots and aircraft in from all over the country. Everything's just going to continue marching on.